morning, my dear children. Welcome back to bio class. So today we are going to learn the structure and as well as functions of the cell. So let us see what is meant by structure. Structure means the part with which the cells are made up of, and function means the role each part of the cell does. So let us study that. There are three functional regions or functional parts of the cell, which are first one plasma membrane, then cytoplasm and nucleus. So the functional regions of the cell are plasma membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus, and these have their own structure. So let us first learn plasma membrane. So plasma membrane is the outer covering of the cell. The cell is surrounded by plasma membrane, and chemically it is made up of proteins and lipids. Proteins and lipids are chemicals with which cell membrane is made up of. Then, what is the property of the cell membrane? It is selectively permeable. Selectively permeable or semi-permeable. Semi-permeable, selectively permeable. Semi-permeable or selectively permeable means plasma membrane allows only selected molecules to move into the cell or out of the cell. So, semi-permeable or selectively permeable because it selects the molecules which can go into the cell or go out of the cell. And cell membrane is present in plant cell, animal cells as well as microbial cells, which means all living thing cell is made up of cell membrane. So, cell membrane is the outer covering of the cell and it protects the protoplasm. What is inside the cell membrane together? It's known as protoplasm. The cytoplasm and nucleus together is known as cytoplasm and nucleus together is known as protoplasm. And protoplasm is the living material inside the cell. So we can say that protoplasm has two main parts. Number one, cytoplasm, then nucleus. So inside the plasma membrane, what is the living material of the cell, which is protoplasm. And protoplasm consists of cytoplasm and nucleus. So both these have their own structure. We will learn the structure of all these parts. So these are the components of the protoplasm. And now, so cell membrane we have understood as, suppose, outer covering of the cell made up of proteins and lipids, and it is semi-permeable, and it is present in all living things, plant cell, animal cell and microbial cell. It's present in all living cells. And then let us see what is cell wall. Cell wall is only the plants have the plant cells have the cell wall. And besides this, microbes also, like bacteria, fungi, they also have cell wall. And cell wall is made up of a chemical called as cellulose. Main component of the cell wall is cellulose. In bacteria, the cell wall is made up of different material, and fungi also. In a fungal cell wall is made up of another chemical or carbohydrate called the chitin. Okay, so bacteria, the cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. So cell wall is present in plants, bacteria and fungi. So the component with which it makes is slightly different. So plant cell wall is made up of cellulose, which is a carbohydrate, a chemical called a carbohydrate. Now, what is the function of the cell wall? To provide structure, means the definite shape to the plant cell, and strength, protection and support for the cell. So this is the cell wall. You can see this is the typical plant cell. So the outer to this must be cell membrane, and outer to that is the cell wall. So this is the cell wall. Plant cell has a cell wall made up of cellulose. Okay. Now comes to, again, this is also a typical plant cell, same thing, cell wall. Okay, this is the cell wall. Then comes the animal cells do not have cell wall. Animal cells do not have cell wall. So this is a plant cell, sorry, this is a plant cell and this is an animal cell, and in both cell membrane is in both, but cell wall is present only in plant cell. That is one difference between plant cell and animal cell. Other differences are also there, we will learn. And these all parts you are seeing, that is what the structure of the cell. So this inside the cell membrane, this is the protoplasm. The space is called a protoplasm. And this protoplasm is made up of nucleus and cytoplasm. So nucleus has its own structure, cytoplasm has its own structure. Okay, so we will this cytoplasm has these small structures. We can see these are called the cell organelles. These all parts are called the cell organelles. So first we will learn the structure of nucleus, then we will study the structure of cytoplasm, which is made up of organelles, and each organelle has the definite function. We will learn in detail later. So this is a plant cell again enlarged. So this is the cell wall, and these are the organelles. That is this organelle cytoplasm. Okay, cytoplasm has many organelles. Each and every organelle we will learn, and this is the nucleus. So this is a typical plant cell. Okay, and cell wall is there. So animal cells do not have a cell wall. So first let us learn the structure of nucleus. Okay. Now this is the enlarged view of a nucleus. Now the nucleus is made up of a nuclear membrane. Like the cell has cell membrane, nucleus has a nuclear membrane. And this nuclear membrane separates the nucleus from the cytoplasm. So nuclear membrane, or it's also called a nuclear envelope. It's a covering, so it is called a nuclear envelope. So nuclear envelope or nuclear membrane. And as you can see here, there are certain small pores are there. The nuclear membrane is not continuous. It has certain pores or opening is there, and these are called nuclear pores. Nuclear pores are the opening on the or small pores in the nucleus. Now why is it required? Because some substances have to move from cytoplasm to nucleus. Some substances have to move from cytoplasm to nucleus, or some substances have to move from nucleus to cytoplasm. So that is why these pores are there. Okay, and then you can see a small round spherical structure. Inside it, it is called a nucleolus. Don't confuse with nucleus and nucleolus. So this is nucleolus. Okay, this spherical structure is nucleolus. Then comes the space inside the nucleus is called this light colored, the space. Whatever is inside the nuclear membrane is called a nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm. Plasm means space. Okay, nucleoplasm. So it is in the nucleoplasm that these components are there, nucleolus, and nucleolus synthesizes an organelle called the ribosomes. We will learn about ribosomes a bit later. Then in the nucleoplasm, what is this? This is called the chromatin network. This chromatin network is a long thread-like structures, which at the time of cell division becomes the chromosome. It becomes the chromosomes at the time of cell division. So the chromosomes are made up of chemical called DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. So chromosomes are made up of DNA or deoxyribonucleic acid. Each species has a specific number of chromosomes. For example, we human beings have 46 chromosomes and they occur in pairs. So we have 23 pairs or 46 chromosomes are there. 46 chromosomes are there, yeah, 23 pairs of chromosomes. A horse has 66 chromosomes. Then fruit fly or Drosophila has 8 chromosomes. So each species has a specific number of chromosomes. That is what maintains the integrity of the cell, which maintains the integrity of the species. We are human beings because of this DNA. Okay, the number of chromosomes cannot change. So chromosome number is constant in each and every cell of our body. So the chromosomes are present in the nucleoplasm, and when the cell is not dividing, there all the 46 chromosomes entangled together in the form of a network, and this is called a chromatin or chromatin network. Okay, so chromatin network becomes the separate chromosomes at the time of cell division. Okay, and chromosomes are made up of DNA. And more about chromosomes and DNA we will learn in another topic. So this is the structure of the nucleus. And okay, one more important thing I want to tell you is this DNA has small segments on them which are called the genes, and all our characteristics or traits that we inherit from our parents or whatever traits we have is because of the DNA. So it is very important structure. Okay, so it is known as hereditary units. Genes are known as the hereditary unit, and hereditary unit genes are present on the DNA, and DNA makes the chromosomes. So it's a very important structure. Nucleus. And what are the functions of the nucleus? Number one, the nucleus is called the brain of the cell. You know that in our body, our brain controls all our activities. Similarly, all cell activities are controlled by the nucleus. All the activities of the cell are controlled by the nucleus. So, it is called the brain of the cell or control center of the cell, because it controls all the activities. So nucleus is very important. It controls the activities of the cytoplasm, also activities of the whole cell. So this is called the control center of the cell. Secondly, genes are there in parts of the genes are the segments of the DNA which determine the heredity, the characteristic we pass on from our parents to young ones. Okay, parents to young ones. Okay, from our parents to all of you, the characters are inherited because of the genes. So the genes are actually inherited. So our height, our skin color, our hair texture, nose shape, everything, every trait or every characteristic is controlled by the genes. Now you can appreciate the fact that why the genes are important and why the nucleus is important. Okay, so nucleus is the control center of the cell or brain of the cell. It's its function. Okay, now we come to the organelles, and I think organelles we will learn in the next video. Today you will learn up to the structure of nucleus. Thank you very much.